Hello. Okay, here we go. So, how you guys doing tonight? This is a repeat of Manifest Your Dreams Now, which originally aired this week on Tuesday at 11, and I felt it was so great. I wanted to update it and offer it to you again if you missed it. So we're going to give some people a chance to jump in and hang out with us, but I'm going to get started because we only have an hour together and it's really important for me to respect that time with you. So welcome to Manifest Your Dreams. I'm Janelle Hoyland. This is time for you. So it's really important that we honor that space and get you into a balanced, receptive, open place. Because I'm going to share with you some things that I have done and some things that I've learned from my clients over the years. And it's really going to be an amazing journey tonight. It will be recorded, so you can obviously watch it again in case you miss anything. So I'd like to start out with a breath together. So on the count of 3, we'll take a breath in, and on 3, we'll let it go. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I just wanted to share with you, this was a really powerful lesson that I took in over the past year. And it was really an amazing journey. So I felt really called to offer it to you guys on a broader scale instead of just the spectrum that it was getting created in. So I decided I'm going to offer this a couple of times a week and just get you in tune and lit up with the vibrations. So let me start out by saying there's these days as women, we find ourselves and as business owners, there's a lot of really an enormous amount of energy placed on being more and doing more and having more. And it's a shocking amount to see how much energy is being conveyed and relayed in this space. And once I started digging in, it really felt like something that was needed to be spoken and cleared up. So with that being said, I want to get to the fun stuff. I'm going to spend an hour with you guys tonight and share a couple of things that I know are going to really help you out in manifesting those dreams. And it's something that's really important to me. So let me ask you something. How many times have you felt like doing something and then you decided not to? Or you did something else rather than the thing that would make you happy? I know there's been times that I have. So I know that there was times that I've hesitated. I haven't, gone after the things that I wanted to do. So think about those times where you sort of just didn't take action and you hesitated. I want to bring that to the forefront of your mind because it'll be really important as the journey continues in our conversation. Has there been a time in your life where you felt like that, where you felt like I just dropped the ball, I just didn't do it, I wanted to, but I really didn't? There was a time where I felt uninspired and overwhelmed and controlled all at the same time while I was over-serving and saying yes to everyone else in my life except for me. And you know what I'm talking about? Where you're just so tired of giving to everyone else, but there's really nothing there for you, and you're feeling like you're pulling at straws just to get everyone else's needs met. were you, in those moments, were you so done with, let me get this out. It's a lot of energy coming in. Were you so done trying that you were so worried about how your next dollar was going to come in, when the next opportunity was going to come in, when the next door would open for you, when or what the right door would be, and you were just exhausted from trying, at the same time as over serving the people that were asking you for things, but they really weren't serving your highest good? How many what ifs have you left on the table doing that? I know for me, it was a lot when I looked back at it. And how many of the ones you didn't even attempt? Because usually it's both of those things. Either it's half you just didn't even attempt it, and the other half is you tried and failed. One of the two. In my 25 years, it's either one of these two things. Number one is we typically hit a roadblock and crumble so that we don't have to try again. And the second thing is, the second one is, are you one of the people that never tried because you feel like you don't know how? Those are the two types of people that I usually run into. And sometimes we vacillate in between the two. So let me share with you, because after trying and doing all of these things, this is part of what has been coming to me is this thing about pushing limits and pushing boundaries and manifesting. So let me share something with you. This is kind of a personal story, but I think it's so huge and so relative. When I was younger, my husband and I decided to open our first business, and we were both scared and excited. And we sold everything to, we even rented out our house to start this business. We couldn't wait, and we enlisted family and friends for support. Both worked 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, but we were exhausted and tired. So exhausted. We lived above our business while we were raising 2 babies. We didn't have enough money coming in, and we were stressed out how we were going to make it. Do you know that feeling? Just being so stressed out and so consumed with how you're going to make it. But we were willing to do whatever it took every day we showed up, and every day we went through it. This is the time where I was stressed, I was scared, and we really struggled to pay our bills and to, be accountable for things and pay the bills for the business. Sometimes we all get in that place where we're so strapped financially, and yet you feel so stressed about how it will work out, you lose faith. You know what I'm talking about? You just lose faith in what you originally started doing in the first place, and it begins to wear on you. Have you ever felt that kind of stress in your life? Or have you felt so stressed you wanted to give up? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to conquer. This is the moment that we push through. We had nothing to lose in that second, in those moments. Yet, that was the first decision of many more to come after that. That's when I knew that this was what I was here to do for people, is help them break free, but also teach them what they're here to do. Who are they meant to be? What are those dreams that they originally had that they let go of? This is who I am. This is the creation that I am. And I knew it was masterful how things were put together for me. I knew it was part of the plan. Even in that difficult journey, I knew it was part of the plan. So I just want you to think and have a pause on that for a minute, because it's important to where we're going. Moving forward, I want to focus on some of the ways that I can help you alleviate some of those fears. break free some of those mindset, those pesky fears that come in and derail you and send you off on a tangent to where you're not supposed to be. This is one of the things that I secretly love, is challenging fear. So you can say I'm a master at it. Take a deep breath, because I'm going to take you on a little bit of a mental dissection ride here. Because there's energy coming through in what I'm doing too. So I have to take note of that and help you understand that that's part of what's going on too. So number one, in challenging your mindset in order to conquer a fear and step into your manifesting, is do something you love. And I learned this a long time ago with one of my very first teachers, which was Sonia. And it has stuck with me ever since I was about 18 or 19. It's just been with me the whole time. But it has shown itself to be a proven tool that works very effectively. So do something you love. So let me give you some examples, because sometimes what I find as adults, we forget the things that we love to enjoy to do, and we forget our passions, and we let those go in order to become more practical. So let me just jog you back a little bit. Do something you love, meaning going outside, drinking the coffee that you love, having a sip of tea that you love, coloring, painting, knitting, reading, anything that disconnects your brain for that half second to the things that are the most important to you. That's what I'm talking about. So, conquering the mindset and helping you elevate your vibration and elevate your belief system out of that fear programming. Step number one, do what you love. Take the time. If you like I said, painting, if you like gardening, if you like, creating things, if you like singing, if you like dancing, if you like working out, whatever the things that you love, or if it's going outside, do those things when you're in those places of fear and the fear is controlling you. The way that you know it is you feel constricted inside, you feel bound up, you feel anxious. That's when you should choose to do the things that you love. It's the most important place to do that. Reading, cooking, whatever. The thing doesn't matter as much as the action and the decision to do it in the face of fear. My second lovely tool, and this is something I started a while ago, is my second suggestion is to look at your accomplishments, your successes, and to brag and to actually look at things that you've done in the past and keep them handy, keep them in your mind, print them out, put them on your mirror, keep them in your purse, read them, and actually ingest and witness the wonderful things that you've already created. Because here's the deal, you are alive, you have a lot of other things that you've created, and not to witness the greatness that you've already created is a shame. And it keeps you in that lack mentality, in that lower vibration of I'm not worthy or I'm not good enough. It's not for anyone else. It's only for your own mind to push through the fear that tells you, who am I to ask for that? Or who am I to deserve that bigger dream that I'm asking for? Well, the proof is in the things that you've already accomplished. So that's where, again, that mindset comes up where I want you to literally write down the things that you've accomplished already and to keep them handy, keep them with you as a running record or a tally for the things that you're proud of doing in your life. Even if it means you're proud of giving birth to 2 kids, that is a feat in itself. Or that you're great at writing. It doesn't matter. The thing doesn't matter. It's the way that you use it that's important. If you're using it to serve yourself, you're not bragging in the sense of egotistical. What you're doing is you're saying, this is who I am. This is what I've done. And taking ownership and possession of that in the face of fear is a huge standing point. So I invite you to do that. So that's my second tool for you. My third tool is to play music. Music has a wonderful ability to vibrationally attune us to a higher vibration. It doesn't matter what kind of music, whatever resonates with you and makes you happy is what you should choose in that moment. So if one day it's rap and the other day it's symphony or opera, that's totally doesn't matter. It's only about the inspiration of you and the feeling that needs to be conveyed through you in order to move you out of whatever you're thinking or whatever fear that you just possessed. So playing music, singing, doesn't matter whether you sing in key. I'm famous for singing out of key. It's more about the experience of expressing your truth and expressing your joy into the world. So I invite you to also sing if you're called to sing in those moments, so that you can it takes your brain out of the thinking around whatever fear that you have or whatever thought process you have, so that you can conquer that fear. It shifts the perspective. Again, shifting the perspective. So take a deep breath. Number 4, surround yourself with positive, uplifting experiences such as quotes, books, beautiful conversations, whatever's going to bring you into that positive vibration, that positive feeling. That's what I want you to also insert. So you don't have to do all 4 of these things, but these are suggestions that I have done and my clients have done in particular moments of fear, in order for you to conquer whatever's telling you in your mind that you're not worthy of accomplishing that, because that's the goal. The goal is to push whatever's happening out of the mental frequency just long enough for you to remember why you created the dream in the first place. So take a deep breath, and I'm going to go into a little example. So there are some moments where I stood feeling like there's no way, where my faith was tested and I felt destroyed confidence. I felt like a heaping ball on the floor of destitution, just desperate. You know, we all have that tendency to replay every failure, every roadblock, every time we ran up against a wall in our mind. I know we all do it. And we think we should, or we should have, or whatever the case may be. Have you ever shared with a friend that puts doubt in your mind? And you look for reasons why you should not have tried what you tried, or you should not have put yourself outside of your comfort zone. And there's times where you've seen people respond to what you're sharing with them, your dreams, and with jealousy, or felt like they should not like you, or you shouldn't continue to move toward what it is that you desire. Have you ever felt those moments where people were judging you, or you felt like they didn't understand your dream, or you felt like jealousy was coming over them towards you, and you felt anxious about starting this new project or going down this road, and you just wanted to share with someone that would support you, but you felt like you didn't get that support? I've been there. I totally understand what that's about. When I started my first book, I had no idea. And oh my God, I was freaking, I can't even tell you. I was nervous and super, just scared. I was scared it wasn't a good idea at the core of it. Even though intellectually, spiritually, I knew that it was coming in from a higher place, and I knew that it was part of my purpose. I still felt that feeling like, oh my God, what if it's not received? I didn't know how to do it. I didn't even know where to start. And I really felt just overwhelmed with the hows. How do I do it? How do I get there? Da, 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 da. And my mind was just going a million miles an hour. I wanted to write a funny, spiritually educated book, and it didn't exist in the world. You know, we all get overwhelmed at times and get stuck, and we stop doing the thing that we originally started in the first place. We all do it. Do you remember those times where you got stuck and you just stopped altogether because you felt so overwhelmed? There has been times in your life where you felt worried as to how you would do it, and you were done with hitting roadblocks that seemed impossible. Like you were just freaking done. Like, I'm over with it, done. I can't move no more. I'm out of here. Those are the times where I ask to be led. I ask for the right help to be sent to me in those moments. That's when I start asking. I was afraid. I was afraid it would fail, flop. I was afraid I was going to ask for endorsements and no one would do it, because who did I think I was? I mean, all of these ego mind things were playing a part of my experience during this time. And there it was again, on the heels of my creation and on the heels of me pushing through some of my own fears and my own ego blocks, I stood with the creation in my hand and everything that I had asked for, literally in my hand. And I understood, again, like I shared with you in the first story, that I was here to conquer fear and make dreams happen. It just was there. What are some of the bigger dreams that you've thought of? I want to dream a little bit with you. So why don't you go ahead and give me some comments in the comment bar, some of the things that you have dreamed of doing that maybe you put on the back burner. You thought, who am I to even think about doing this anymore? Who am I to think about trying this again? Or I don't know how to do it. Let me know some of those things. What have you dreamed about and kind of put on the back burner? What have you started to do and then quit? Let's dream a little bit. Let's create a little bit together, because this is important. Let me go over here and let me check in with you guys. Hold on, I'm going to check out. We'll go over here. I can't see your comments. Okay. Going back to counseling and opening my own school and moving forward. Okay. Then, so that's one of them. Let's talk about some more of them. I mean, like really big ones. Let's like, oh my God, what if that happened? Let's just go there, because I love to push the envelope. That's a part of me that I think is really unique. Okay, yeah, see, Carol, this is exactly what I'm talking about. We get to this place where we feel that fear of failure come in. And a lot of people think, because I'm a leader and because I'm doing this on a daily basis for people and for myself, that I don't have that feeling, or I've never felt that. And it's just simply not true. Like, there's been a lot of moments where I've felt that fear come in. Okay, so let me run through some of the ones that were coming up for me as I was putting this together, and then I'll share the backstory as to how I put this together. Is it making money so you can quit your full-time job? Is that one of your goals? I think that's one of the top ones that I was getting in. Is it perhaps to travel the world and experience things? Because I think that's number 2. That's what I was getting in. Perhaps maybe you want to be an angel investor for new businesses that are starting out and give them a right path to go on to, and maybe a little guidance. Maybe you want to have some savings in your account or investments so that you feel a little freer, a little safer with money. Maybe you want to double your income while working less, kind of going back to the same thing about, you know, quitting your full-time job. These are the kind of bigger dreams that I think when we get older, or when we start letting life get to us, we sort of dole those down and we kind of keep them to ourselves because we're afraid they're too big. These are the ones that this particular talk is for. Those ones that you feel like are too big. They're too big for you. They're too big for the world. Who do you think you are? Well, why do you think you could get that and somebody else doesn't? Or you're taking away from somebody else if you ask for that thing that you actually feel like you deserve. Because I hear it. So we might as well throw it on the table. You know me. So let me get to my notes because I'll go off on a tangent and you know I will. Let's just say for a moment, because I wanted to pluck your brain. Okay, I love that, Sam. Owning my own little homestead where I can garden and grow herbs and maybe animals. Okay, animals, and just own my home and have freedom to create my own space the way I want. Okay, so Sam, what do you think is coming up in that statement when you're saying that? There's fear in that. Like, is it, who do I think I am? Or maybe you feel like that is asking too much of the world just to give that to you, because who do you think you are? Like, what is the internal fear that is coming up around that? Because there's something that's limiting you saying that statement. Okay. Yes. Yes. So same question for you, Carol. So the statement was having ongoing income from school so that I don't have to be there all the time and travel when I want. So do you feel like you're being audacious? Do you feel like you're being greedy? What is the thing that's coming up? Should you not ask for as much? Because there's internal dialogue that happens when we start going after these big concepts and asking for these big things to transpire. The internal, really core foundational fears that have been stopping you all along show up because you're hitting up against that place. Sam, definitely who do you think you are, but also the fear of not having enough money to create all of that. And maybe, okay, there you go. So it's not a realistic possibility, and that I really don't deserve that kind of dream life. There you go. Sam, honestly, from me to you, this is what's holding you back in your business. That core belief that could take you from, yes, and Sam has that too. It will fall apart if you're not there 24/7 doing everything. And by the way, it doesn't matter if you're a CEO of 10 locations or just running a little company like Sam is. The fear is the same. If you're not running it or you're not doing it, then it won't get done and it'll fall apart. The core fear is the same. So what I was getting to, Sam, was that this particular thing around who do you think you are and that you won't have enough money and it's not a realistic possibility. This is the core that stops you every time It's the same story. It stops you every time from going after that thing that you are meant to do. You are meant to do it. Otherwise, it wouldn't be in your dream. Same thing is true for Carol. This is literally what you're here to do. And the core message is, I'm not enough and I'm greedy. But who told you that? Honestly, who told you that? No one told you that. That's some weird concoction that you came up with in your mind. So just breathe a second. I want to dissect that a little bit because it is so important that you guys do the things that you're called to do. And I'm going to explain that in a minute. Deep breath, because I'm going to take you on another transformation as I get into this next section. Let's just say your dreams are not limited by your imagination, but you forgot how to imagine anything at all. I've had dreams where I've had times where I felt uninspired, stuck in a box, like a big weight holding me down. I didn't feel joyous. I didn't even feel empowered. We all have the tendency to let imagination go, and because it's like child's play, we think it's like immature. We think it's not productive. Whatever else. Or how is it going to help me? We also go to what is it going to do for me if I go into imagination? What is it going to prove to me? How will it help me get what I've dreamed of? We sometimes want to take action, but we feel it's not possible to change what you now experience as reality. And I want to ask you, has there been times where you felt like I felt, like uninspired, stuck, controlled box of judgment that felt like crap? Have you felt the weight holding you down where you didn't belong anymore? Because I know what that feeling is like. Has there been times where you just stop trying, stop daydreaming altogether? Sorry, my leg is. Breathe. The reason why I'm speaking about these is so that we can let them go. Because the misconception is that no one understands where you're at and no one's been there. And I want to let you know that I have. I really have. So take a deep breath. And I want you to understand, here's the real deal. Your dreams are not just fantasies. They have never moved. You keep them in the box of fantasies, like daydreams, like you just keep them in there in that space. Like they never move from that position. You keep them in the box of what if one day, maybe I will, oh, I could, but they never dislodge from that position. Yes, I hear you. If you want to take those dreams, which are yours to create, into reality, then you may actually have to get serious. And I'm going to kind of school you a little bit. You may have to get serious about what you actually desire. What is it that you actually want? Because here's the thing. The dreams that exist inside of you are the things that change our world person by person. It creates a ripple effect. So it goes into all your life, all the people, and begins to move their dreams into reality and so forth and so on. And they have their aha moments based on yours. And honestly, your brain creates new pathways when you start crossing off the things on your dream list. It literally forms new connections, new electronic connections that allow you to disassociate from the fear of starting something that's scary or new. And it turns it into a non-life-threatening survival mechanism. It literally goes, oh, there's nothing to fear there. She's just going after something that makes her happy. Because right now it's fight for survival. And that's the frequency or the electronic brainwave that's attached to that is, I'm going to die if I do this. It's literally that way. So each time that you do that and you collect that memory bank, it allows you to conquer more and more and more and more. In truth, the fears are just family memories, genetic history, and even social standards. Nothing more. The dreams you have are not going to challenge your survival, but your fear will tell you that. Your fear will say to you, panic, run. And it's really important that I help you understand that's not what this is about. So raise your hand if you've felt that kind of fear of, oh my God, I can't do it. I know. Me. Let me check in with you. How you guys doing? Give me some thumbs up. Let me know. You hanging in with me? Okay, great. All right, onward. I talked with you about 2 classifications of people, and I want to recap because I think it's important that I bring it all together for you so that you can start taking some action like right now. Because right now is a pivotal moment. We are changing a lot of systems, and I think it's really imperative for you to go after these things that are calling to you. And that's why I said, you know, the bigger things, because yes, I want you to tackle the smaller things, but if you can't even dream about the bigger things, then you can't stretch yourself. You know what I'm saying? So like the smaller things that, and don't get me wrong, they're not small dreams, but it's just they're littler things compared to the bigger enchilada that you want to create. And what happens is we focus on those littler ones because it's kind of easier for our mind to ingest instead of going after the bigger things. Like we think the bigger things are like the panic mode, fear thing, but in reality, they're not. The smaller ones are what is holding you in that box, in that controlled judgment place. Those are the ones that have you captive. So the smaller ones being, well, if I choose to step outside of my comfort zone and work out, then I might be judged. So that's a little bit of a smaller one compared to, I'm going to travel the world and start a foundation. And you see what I'm saying? So there's differences in the weight of and for different people, those could be different weights in the energetic system. Okay, so you understand. I want to recap with you. So there's 2 types of people that I've seen over my 25 years, both in working with people and my own. The people that hit the roadblock and crumble so that they don't have to try again. And believe me, you set up your own roadblocks. Yes, we do. And the people that don't even start because they get stuck in the how. So I want you to think about which person or type of person that you are, because that's important so that you can move forward. Okay. I talked about what elevates your mind out of fear. So when you're stuck in a fear and you're going after something that you really want in your life, choose all of these things or one of these things or 2 of these things, whichever resonates with you, because it's not a one size fits all system. It's really about just getting connected. So number 1, yes, and you might do both. Sometimes I vacillate between both, or I have in the past kind of chosen both avenues. So it really just to have the awareness, because it's all about the awareness, because when you don't have the awareness, it's hidden, right? So it's not so much about what you're going to do as far as each one of those types of people. It's more so, oh, that's who I'm being right now. Once you have the awareness, then the change can happen. But if you don't even have the awareness, then you can't change anything. You see, it all works like that. So What elevates your mindset out of fear? Number one, I talked about do something you love. And I mean really love. And if you've forgotten how to love, or you have lost your passion, or you feel like disconnected, or you can't remember the things that you love, this is a great place to reinvent yourself, because the things that you love are different at different times. Who you are at 10, 20 and 30, 40, 50, you're different at each place. And so you may love different things, and you may love the same things. It's just, you need to, if you're not understanding what it is that you love, and it doesn't bring you that passion, and it doesn't light you up, then it's not something you love. And I'm not, the thing is that it seems very basic, but it's a really real, tangible thing to do in the face of fear. So when you're feeling the fear in relationship to what it is that you're doing, that you're trying to do or accomplish, do the things that you love in that moment when you're feeling the most fear. So whether it's, going outside, painting, playing, I don't know, knitting, eating a great piece of chocolate, I don't know, smelling a flower, wearing your favorite shirt, whatever the thing is that you love, it's important to choose those things in the face of fear, because that's, again, reprogramming your brain to respond to the things you love versus the things that you fear. Very important. To look at your accomplishments. So I actually would love for you guys to do this today, to literally sit down and either write a handwritten note to yourself or type it in the computer and print it out, but make a list of your accomplishments to date, okay? And I don't care how small you think they are, but if it's something that you have done, doesn't matter how big or how small, I would actually suggest that you include all of your accomplishments. My list, I literally have it with me all the time. It's next to my mirror. It's in my purse. And I really want to stress to you, this is not a bragging thing. You're not bragging. You're really just taking ownership of the things that you've already done that are so amazing. And just print them out, write them down, keep them with you. And I invite you to actually look at them, and read them, because half the time what we do is we don't understand the magnitude of what we've already created. And if you can't witness what you've already created, then how are you going to move forward? You can't, because you're always thinking you can't, but you've already accomplished so much in your life that you've been here. So do yourself a favor and witness the greatness that you've already created, the changes that you've already created in your world, with your family, with your friends, and write them down. It's important. Keep the list with you. That was my second thing. The third thing is to play music. Play the music that speaks to your soul, that lights you up, that inspires you to think about something else besides what's calling you, which is the fear, because the fear will call you, and it's your decisions that you make in the face of the fear that will create the change. Remember, I keep saying that to you because it's important. And to sing. The singing is not about anyone else. It doesn't even matter if you're in key. That's why you see me do those funny, crazy videos in the morning, because part of my purpose is to raise your vibration. And I don't care how it sounds. I don't care what it looks like. I just know that the power of me showing up and being full out and being fully alive and demonstrating that to you is going to create you to move in that way as well. So I invite you to sing, express your voice, just belt it out. No one cares. Secretly, they want to do it anyway. So just do it. In the face of fear. And also surround yourself. The fourth one was surrounding yourself with positive quotes, books, conversation. Try to keep your conversation out of the negative, complaining. Surrounding yourself with very uplifting conversation and positive information is going to help you not to listen to the negative thoughts about fear that come up, especially when you're trying something new. It's important, just like a football player training for football season. It's no different. I don't know why you guys think it is. It's not. These are the principles that work, okay? So those are my 4 tips for right now. Begin with those so that you can bring your attention out of the fear and back to the present moment. So, deep breath. We've been on quite a journey. There's so much more that I have learned in taking my own chances and also achieving my own dreams while helping others do theirs and achieving theirs. And this is a small, I mean, if I gave you the encyclopedia, this is a small sample of the wealth of information and knowledge and the healing that I have gained over my years. And I really want to share with you more. So if you're ready for that, I invite you to jump into a call with me and we'll talk about it, and we'll get you all your tools that you possess and get you clear on what your dream is. And I invite you to do so. You can PM me for that if you would like to know more about that. I have daily sessions, usually Mondays and Thursdays. So go check that out. If it feels called to you, I would love to serve you in that way. And I love to help women conquer some of these fears. So with that being said, we have a couple minutes left together. And before I go, I want to share with you how this was created. So the Manifest Your Dreams was created out of something that could have been perceived as negative. So originally I was asked to do this talk, and you may have seen me post it, called What If? What Ifs, I think it was called What Ifs Turned Into What Is. And so I wrote this, what you're hearing now, and it's a little bit longer, but I wrote this for that talk, and I canceled it at the last minute. Does anyone know why? So I'll share it with you. The reason why I canceled it was because I knew it was for something greater. And that was a risk that I was willing to take. I was willing to take the risk because I knew more people needed to hear it than just that audience. And so I decided to write it all down and literally give it to you guys as my gift. And so there's also a second part of this. At the time when I was writing this workshop and writing down my, teaching, my team kept bringing me the song by the Beatles called Blackbird Fly, Blackbird. And if anyone's familiar with the words, it really talks about conquering and, soaring in the midst of a challenge and redefining yourself. And the song and the words kept playing over and over again in my mind, but it was really focused on making sure that I got this information down so that I could help people move into those bigger places in their life. And at the end, once I had everything written down, I took the time to look at the words of the song and actually play the song. And it moved me to tears. Because the whole time that this was getting created, the universe was literally sending a song that would mirror, reflect what they were trying to convey. And the symbology behind the blackbird, not in that song, but the symbology is the messenger from the spirit world to us. And so as you have been listening to this, it's really important that I make note and help you understand that that was their intention, is to help you understand that you're meant to fly, that you're meant to conquer. This is how you're built. And so when you feel that discouragement, I want you to remember that I said that song, and I want you to play it, because that's their message to you, is to conquer, to fly. So on that note, I will leave you with that. And I will be offering more information about manifesting your dreams on a weekly basis. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it Fridays, but it'll be sometime during the week. and they will be recorded so you can go back and listen to them, but it's going to be on a regular basis. And each week I will be offering you new information. So keep that in mind. And I hope that you tune in again next week. And also, like I said, if you feel like you want more information about how I can help you, please go book a call with me. You will not regret it. It will be the best time that you've ever spent in your life. And I hope that you go dream big and you remember how you were when you were a kid, when you knew that nothing was off limits. Go bring that person back. From me to you, I wish you a great night. Talk to you soon. Bye.